Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a bit different. We're skipping the theory, mostly, and diving straight into the practical.
Yeah, think of it as getting hands-on, or maybe feet-on in this case.
Exactly. We're talking about strapping on a helmet, getting on a board, and learning to fly well just above the water surface, silently, electrically. We're tackling e-foiling.
Mm-hmm. And this deep dive, it's built straight from the playbook of, actual eFoil schools, places like eSurfer.
Right. They've been doing this since 2018, train hundreds of people on all the main boards, Fliteboard, lift foils, even the Audi e-tron foil.
So we're distilling their experience. What do you really need to know for that first successful and, importantly, safe session? We want to give you those aha moments without, drowning you in information.
Okay, safety first then. What's non-negotiable according to these schools? What gear is absolutely critical?
Well, the basics are their wetsuits, impact vests, helmets. But the key thing, the real game changer, is the communication tech.
Oh, right, the helmets.
Yeah, the helmets have these funk or BB talking systems built in. So it's not just someone yelling from a boat. You've got constant two-way radio contact with your instructor.
Like having a coach right in your ear guiding every little move.
Exactly. Plus, there's always an instructor boat nearby, for safety. Or if you drift into a crowded area or hit a patch of seaweed or something, they could just scoop you up and reposition you.
Okay, let's unpack this. Before you even touch the board, what's the absolute #1 rule they hammer home?
Simple, but critical.
Yeah.
Never, ever start from the dock or a pier. Don't do it.
Right. You have to get in the water first.
Yes. Get in the water, float next to the board, and then climb onto it from the water. Starting from a hard surface is just asking for trouble, a bad fall waiting to happen.
Sounds like solid advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in the water, you've climbed on, now we're in phase 1. Lying down, getting the feel for it.
Right. Climb on from the side or maybe the back. And your position on the board is, well, it's everything at this stage.
Okay, so stomach down. What am I aiming for?
You need to slide forward.
Yeah.
Enough to stabilize the board. But here's the catch, and it trips up so many beginners.
What's that?
The very tip of the board, the nose, cannot be underwater, not even dipping in.
Why? Is it just about drag makes it slower?
No, it's technical.
Yep.
It's about the remote control. The Bluetooth antenna is usually right up there in the nose.
Ah, okay.
And if that antenna goes underwater, poof, connection lost. Your remote just stops working.
So you're dead in the water, basically.
Pretty much. You need to find that sweet spot forward, enough for stability, but not so far forward that you dunk the antenna. It's a bit of a balancing act right from the start.
That's a really crucial detail. Okay, so I'm positioned right. Now, acceleration. The advice is low gear, like level 1, and just hold the trigger down fully. Seems counterintuitive.
It does, but it simplifies things massively. You take throttle control out of the equation for a bit.
So you don't have to worry about feathering the speed.
Exactly. You get a constant, predictable speed. You can then focus entirely on balance and, this is key, your weight distribution.
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting. You mentioned this balance paradox. My instinct, if I speed up on anything, is to lean back a bit.
Everyone's instinct. But with an eFoil, it's the exact opposite. When you accelerate, that foil wing wants to lift the nose. It just naturally pushes it up.
So I had to fight that.
Actively. You have to pull your body forward, almost like you're trying to push the nose down into the water as you speed up.
Wow. Okay, so accelerate means lean forward.
Critically important. If that nose points up even slightly, the wing under the water stops slicing cleanly. It becomes like a brake, a big underwater plow.
Kills your speed, kills your glide.
Instantly. You have to keep the board flat, parallel to the water surface at all times while gliding. The faster you go, the more you might need to shift forward.
Got it. And then to slow down or stop.
You slide your body weight backward, let the nose come up a little, use that wing as a brake.
And if I just let off the gas without sliding back?
That's the famous nosedive. The board stops, your momentum carries you forward, and splash. Face first.
Okay, avoid the nosedive. Steering is simpler, though.
Yeah, steering's pretty intuitive. Just shift your weight slightly left or right, lean into the turn.
So the goal in this lying down phase is finding that comfortable glide gear. Fast enough to glide smoothly, but slow enough that holding the trigger fully down feels manageable.
Precisely. And you need to be able to hold that forward pressure constantly. Once you can do a few laps like that, feeling stable.
Then it's time for knees. Phase 2.
Right, phase 2, kneeling. And the transition needs to be smooth. You can't stop.
So while gliding, pull the knees up.
Yeah, pull your knees forward, one at a time probably, onto the front half of the board. Like a dog, sort of, knees wide. And critically, keep that forward pressure on. Your knees are now doing what your chest and stomach were doing.
Keeping the board parallel.
Exactly. Keeping it gliding. Once you feel stable kneeling, then you can try your first little flights.
Okay, how do we lift off without, launching into orbit?
Slow is the key. Slow, smooth, non-jerky movements. You just gently shift your weight backward.
How? Like, sit back on my heels.
You can lower your backside slightly, yeah? Or just straighten your upper body a bit.
Yeah.
Tiny movements. The goal is just a short hop, 1 second, maybe 2. Just feel it lift.
And landing.
The touchdown?
Shift your weight forward again. Gently press the nose back down. And here's another crucial bit. Do not release the gas.
Still keep the power on even when landing.
Absolutely. If you let off the gas when you touch down, you kill all your speed, you'll just sink.
Because touching down slows you down anyway.
Right. It inherently scrubs off speed. The schools emphasize this. After you do maybe 2 or 3 little hops, little flights, you need to spend some time just gliding on the surface again.
You know why?
To rebuild your speed, keep the nose slightly down, let the board get back up to that efficient gliding pace. You have to kind of recharge your glide before you try lifting off again.
That makes sense. It's a cycle.
Yeah.
Fly, land, rebuild speed, fly again. Okay, kneeling sounds fun, but it's not the end goal.
Definitely not. It's a stepping stone. Phase 3 is standing up.
Right, but first, stance. Regular or goofy. Yep. Left foot forward is regular, right foot forward is goofy. If you've never snowboarded or skateboarded, you might not know.
So how do you figure it out? What's the quick test?
The classic test they suggest is pretty simple. Get a friend to give you a little unexpected push from behind.
Okay.
Whichever foot you naturally step forward with to catch your balance. That's probably your front foot on the board. They reckon it's about 80% accurate.
Good enough for a starting point. Okay, stance determined. Let's say I'm goofy, right foot forward. How do I stand up? Gotta be while gliding on the surface, right? Not flying.
Correct. Speed stable, weight forward, gliding on the surface. You bring your front foot, the right foot for goofy up, and place it where your right knee basically was. Wide stance is good.
Okay, front foot down, now the back foot.
Now the back foot comes up. But here's the absolute key, the make or break instruction. As you stand, you must immediately shift, like 70% of your body weight onto that front foot.
70%, that sounds like a lot. Really lean into it.
Massively. Think of it like this. Standing up naturally shifts your weight back. If you don't counteract that instantly and aggressively by loading the front foot, the board will lift the second you're vertical, and you'll crash.
So that 70% forward is like an insurance policy against accidentally taking off before you're ready?
Exactly. It forces the board to stay flat on the water while you find your balance standing. You're telling the board, stay down with your front foot.
Makes total sense. And foot placement, you mentioned wide.
As wide as feels comfortable, yeah.
Yeah.
Both side to side and front to back. Get your front foot maybe outside where the hand strap is, back foot outside the other strap. A wider stance makes the board less twitchy, easier to control initially.
Okay, troubleshooting time. I try to stand, I keep the speed, I think I put weight forward, but the board still rockets up uncontrollably. What went wrong?
You weren't far enough forward, or you didn't commit enough to that 70% rule. Your weight ended up too far back the moment you stood.
The fix.
It's a pain, but you got to go back to the start, lie down again, slide way, way forward, kneel from that super forward position, then stand up, really focusing on driving that weight onto the front foot. Once you can cruise around standing on the surface, do a few turns, feel stable, then you're ready.
Phase 4, flying while standing, mastering the hover.
Yep. And because you've already got that wide, stable stance, initiating the flight is actually the same technique as when you were kneeling.
Just a slow, smooth shift of weight backward.
Exactly. Non-jerky. That wide stance helps keep everything less sensitive, more forgiving for a beginner.
Start low, short flights. Land by shifting weight forward, keeping the power on. Glide to rebuild speed. And then try for longer, maybe higher flights.
You got it. But what happens when you go too high?
Ah, right, the limits.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is you eventually hit the top of the mass range.
Yeah.
The propeller gets too close to the surface, and it starts sucking air instead of just water.
And you hear it right. A nasty noise.
Oh, yeah. It's a loud, kind of grinding or whirring sound. That's cavitation. Feels weird, too, like the power is sputtering.
Okay, my immediate gut reaction hearing that would be, something's wrong. Cut the power. Let go of the trigger.
And that would be the wrong reaction. The absolute worst thing to do, according to the instructors.
Really? Don't release the gas.
Do not release the gas.
Yeah.
If you cut the power while the prop is cavitating, you lose all lift instantly.
Yeah.
It's a guaranteed hard crash, straight down.
So What do you do if the motor's screaming and feels like it's dying?
You keep the power on, and you immediately shift your weight forward. Force the nose down slightly. Get that propeller fully submerged again.
So you physically adjust the board's angle, not the throttle.
Exactly. The problem isn't the motor, it's the lack of water around the prop.
Yeah.
Get it back in the water, the noise stops, the power feels smooth again, and you just carry on flying. It's totally counterintuitive but vital.
Wow. Okay, that's a huge tip. So flying standing up involves this constant fine-tuning then.
Yeah, it really is. A constant dance. If you shift back and nothing happens, you're probably standing a bit too far forward on the board.
And if it lifts super easily or too early?
You're too far back. You need to make these tiny adjustments, often just with your heels and toes, shuffling your feet fractions of an inch forward or back to find that sweet spot.
The spot where you can just stand relaxed and fly level.
Right. And that spot might even change slightly depending on conditions, like the wind.
Okay, before we wrap this practical guide, there's one more massive safety point. How to fall correctly. Because you will fall.
Oh, you will. Many times. And how you fall matters. The big danger isn't the water, it's the hardware under the water.
Yeah.
That long mast and the big sharp foil wing.
Right, so don't be a hero.
Definitely not. Don't try and ride it out until the bitter end if you're losing control, especially when flying. If you start wobbling badly, just jump off.
Early,
Which way?
aim to fall backward or sideways, away from the board.
You actively push away. You need to create separation. If you stay on too long while it's sinking or tipping, you risk falling right onto that wing or mast as it goes under. So bail out early, push away, fall back or side. Let the momentum take you clear.
Good advice. And the final action, once you're off the board, in the water.
Instantly, reflexively, let go of the trigger. Release the gas.
Ah, so the board doesn't just keep going.
Exactly. Otherwise, that expensive board is going to cruise away from you and you'll be stuck swimming after it. Fall, release trigger, every single time.
Okay, so what does this all mean? Let's recap the journey. It's structured, right? Lie down, master that constant forward pressure. Kneel, learn the fly-land recharge speed cycle. Stand up using that critical 70% forward weight rule. Then fly standing, making constant micro-adjustments, and crucially not panicking or releasing the gas during cavitation.
That's a pretty solid summary of the core progression, yeah.
This raises an important question, though. You mentioned finding the sweet spot for your stance isn't static, and the source material notes that external factors, like wind, really matter.
Uh-huh. Wind from behind tends to push the nose down and helps keep you level. Wind from the front wants to lift the nose, meaning you need even more forward pressure.
So think about this. How does knowing that in real time force you into even more constant, even more subtle adjustments? You're not just balancing based on your speed anymore, but actively counteracting the wind's effect on the foil, second by second, just to stay airborne. That seems like the real art of it, doesn't it?
That's exactly it. Moving from just controlling the board to truly reading the conditions and reacting instinctively. That's the finesse.